The illusion of time is created by human beings because we don't want to die. Your natural state of being is God, pure non-dualistic consciousness. Thought is the mechanism that creates the universe, and it's through thought that we separate our beings from the environment and create personal selves. Now, because humans have separated our organism from the environment, and because most of us are only identified with our organism, the problem of life versus death becomes a priority. That's what generates existential anxiety. Someday it's going to be over with, and we know that. When you're identified with the body, the concept of total annihilation that death presents is something that you can't handle. So unconsciously, you sever life and death. You make life and death seem like they're different things when they're not. Our normal understanding is that life begins at birth and ends at death. Life and death are not separate. The goal of all life is death. So just like hot and cold aren't individual entities, they're aspects of the entire spectrum of temperature, death is not a different experience than life. Life and death are both aspects on the spectrum of consciousness. Life and death are nothing but two ways of viewing the reality of the present moment. They're two sides of the same coin. Everything that's ever happened to you happened in a right now. There's only right now. You only ever experience now. Time is the movement of your mind. Now, real quick, we have to talk about the present moment. I'm going to say the word applesauce. Now, that shit is gone. I said the word applesauce like 2 seconds ago. So the way that we normally operate within time, the present moment is something that's constantly slipping into the past every fucking millisecond. The present moment I'm talking about is the spiritual present moment, and that doesn't exist as a point in time. It's everything. So because this infinite present moment has no past, it is always being born. But because now has no future, it is simultaneously dead. Life and death are two different ways of talking about the same timeless moment. So you go from undifferentiated awareness to an individual organism. Now, because you're identified with an individual organism, you believe in life and death. You've created two dimensions in your mind that are illusions. It's your subconscious denial of the unity between you and the rest of the universe, as well as your identity with the personal self that creates the illusion of time. You refuse to die in your mind. So because of that, you can only exist in a point in time. You can't exist in the infinite now moment. So in trying to preserve the personal identity, the mind creates an ego, your self-image. Now you believe you're an ego. Right now, what could I use to define me? Only my memories, only the illusory past. All my memories are thoughts. So if I was to describe the person I am, I would just be describing a series of thoughts and experiences. That's what it is to be an ego, just to be a wrapped up bundle of thinking. So in identifying with and thinking from the foundation of the ego, all you're going to do is further divide up the unified mind. The ego promises us the illusion of there being a tomorrow, of a continuous existence. Now reality is split up. Now you think you're a soul with a mind and a body. Not true. There's only the one who's none. This is why life is an illusion. Everything in the universe is made of atoms, which is the smallest part of a substance that can't be broken down chemically. The atom is the basic particle of chemical elements. According to quantum field theory, these particles can be in several places or states at once. This is called superposition. But this is only the case when they're not being observed. This is the way that nature behaves. It's been proven that the moment you observe a quantum system, it picks a location, breaking the superposition. This is why things only exist when we observe them. The principle of mentalism is the first of the natural laws that govern reality. It states that the universe is a function of human minds, and those minds are simultaneously the consciousness that is the fabric of the universe itself. So essentially, the universe is a construct or an idea that is created and projected by all human minds. So the universe doesn't actually exist. You only think it does because you think you do. Right now, you're experiencing one of two types of knowledge or ways to experience reality. Perceiving the universe through words and ideas is called symbolic knowledge. And the foundation of symbolic knowledge is the illusion of dualism, which is splitting the universe into two parts, subject and object. For example, take the sentence, I'm watching TV. I'm the subject, the actor. The TV is the object, the thing being acted upon. But this is an illusion. There is no separation. There are no barriers between anything in your field of awareness besides the ones you create with your mind. We don't experience reality as it actually is because when you operate in a dualistic mode of knowing, you only experience symbolic representations of life, not actual life itself. Think about it like this. Imagine the Grand Canyon is the universe. This is a map of the Grand Canyon. The map symbolizes the way that we think. The shirt, this is hair, I'm a human. Space, we experience time. The sun, that's a tree, that's grass. All of the words and objects I just used are ideas. They're constructs, they're a map for reality. But they're not the actual reality itself. Looking at a map of the Grand Canyon is not the same as actually going to the Grand Canyon. The second type of knowledge or experience of reality is intimate knowledge or non-dualistic knowledge, We are not separate objects in a universe of space and time. We are members of one body. When the universe chooses to experience itself through the medium of the human mind, some aspects of it must remain unknown. The attempt to know the universe as an object of knowledge is fundamentally a contradiction. In the same way a knife can't cut itself and eye can't see itself. So in order for anything to exist, universe or mind, has to create the illusion of me and the rest of the world when neither of those things exist. Actual reality is called Christ consciousness, pure non-dualistic awareness. Follow for more.